So lovely to see it. I've seen it a few times, but it's always such a treat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt almost like I was dreaming it. Did it come almost like a vision to you, or was there specific hard elements?
When I was thinking of it,
Yeah.
yeah, there were a few specific elements. This was the first time I ever made a project that started with the medium, which was printmaking. And then the story kind of came about after that, and I wanted it to feel connected. But definitely the fish out of the sink was something I wanted, and the rubber glove factory. And then like the three items I knew I really wanted. And specifically the fish are inspired by grunions, if anyone knows about them. They're these fish on the coast of Southern California in the summer months on new and full moons. They come to mate on the shore. So you can go and there's just like thousands of silver fish. You can just grab them. And like, it's my favorite thing to do in the summer. The sensation of like holding a fish, just like from the plucking it out of the sand is amazing.
Wow, wow. And what about the design of your extra little gnome characters?
That is kind of just how I ended up drawing. It's something that ended up kind of tying most of my work together in my other films. It's, yeah, my favorite way to draw creatures.
Yeah, they're so cute. How did you put together the color palette for this?
So the film is screen printed, the last part of it, and if you haven't screen printed before, you need to make a screen for every single color. So I was limited in that sense and knew I didn't want to make myself go too crazy, so I wanted to just do 3 colors. And it felt very tied to the symbols of the film, like yellow for lemons, the red for the glove, kind of bureaucratic symbol and color in my mind, and then green for the fish. Yeah.
Nice. Any questions from the audience? Yeah.
I saw at the end the notation about the Museum of Jurassic Technology. What was your connection with that?
That's where I work. So I work there in the day and then animate at night. And they helped me. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful place. They helped me with funding and inspiration and everything.
So did you have to learn printing to do this? Or did you know how to?
Yeah, I had already been printing and I was working at a print shop, so I had free access, which is what really pushed me to make the film. And I was teaching animated printmaking specifically.
And were these kind of like regular size cells, or they?
Yeah, I have some with me. They're in my bag, so if you want to find me after, I can show you. But so the first part is like a Riso-style inkjet, so it's single color passes just on like a home printer. And those, I think it's maybe like 20 per sheet, and then the screen printing's a little bit larger.
Nice. Any other questions?
I have a question for you, Paul. Why did you program this in the live action, in the narrative, in the animation section?
Oh yeah. So I think I like a lot of festivals. They kind of try to think of a theme and have films that kind of match each other. And for me, I think it's always much more. I just find it more pleasurable and more organic and more interesting to have films that kind of create a nice flow of moods and feelings and textures and whatever. So they kind of create a story. And I think dropping some animation in the middle is always a nice, especially like there's a few kind of heavy films in this block. So to have a little breather in between to just kind of dream and fall into the aesthetic of it. So yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
How did the screen printing process for the end work? Like, was it just digitally drawn and photoresist? I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, so digitally drawn, and then all of like every image was then exported based on like the color, and then I had these giant sheets that I print onto transparencies of like, it's called a contact sheet. It's like all the frames per sheet that I'm gonna have, and it's one screen for the black lines, one screen for just the red, one screen for the green, one screen for the yellow. And just looking at those, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on and really what inspired the ending. Because like the yellow, it's just like these tiny little hats. So on the yellow sheet of paper, it's actually just like tiny yellow dots that you're like, what is happening there? Yeah.
Yeah. So you seem like you're pretty consistent and like putting out work. Are you always creating new work? And what are you creating next?
Yeah. Next, I just finished storyboarding a new short film. So I have like a few more revisions to make on that, but then starting production for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any teasers for the new one, or do you want to keep it under wraps?
I'm hoping to do a lot of it as like multi-plane hand-painted animation, at least some shots, and it's kind of about somebody who like is desperately trying to sleep and can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks so much for
Yeah, thank you
coming
so
up.
much.
Yeah.